Hi everyone, welcome back to Danabelle Reads Poetry, the show where I read you poetry. And I know this is awkward because I've been gone a long time, but I am back. And guess what? I have an extra special guest. Please welcome Nataliia Gritskova. Round of applause for my very beautiful friend.
Hello,
Hi.
everyone. Hi.
Welcome to Danabelle Reads Poetry.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, we're reading poetry. What are we reading today? Tell the people what we're doing.
Today we are going to introduce something that Danabelle and I have been working for quite a bit now. Mm-hmm. And so over the years I've discovered that the words are powerful. Surprise!
Surprise!
And apparently the ancient Egyptians knew the power of the words. They will write the words on papyrus and then dissolve it in the liquid and give it to the sick people to drink and heal. Later on, shamans would use the written word and the poetry to read for the well-being of their community and the healing. And me personally, I have experienced and witnessed the power of the word, the power of the poetry for own self-expression, for healing, gaining deeper insights, and actually being able to express and hear myself speak. And by doing that, could actually see myself on a different level and express what I would dare not to express and otherwise.
I know a thing or two about expressing things that... Yep. I designed the prompt that we will be using for this healing and catharsis session, which will be held at Paus on September 9th from 4 to 8. And we'd love for you to join us. But this show is called Danabelle Reads Poetry. So, but I think this show can be called Nataliia Reads Poetry after this one.
Yes. So as Danabelle and I were again working through and actually went through a first-hand experience of both writing the poetry and also using that as a starting point for healing and coaching. I did write a poem as well that I'm going to read.
She wrote a poem, birthed of the prompt. And yes, so I will leave her with you guys while she reads her poem, and round of applause for her.
I was looking for closure and just to find out that that's actually an inner job, even if the closure doesn't happen in the real life. So using the prompt that Danabelle designed, I wrote a poem about the first two closures that I never received in my life when I was a kid. It's about my first love, but also about the first loss I have experienced. It's titled When the Snow Thaws. There is something eerie and bittersweet in winter nights, when the snow smothers the streets and the hearts, shimmering its light brighter than the moon and the stars, the best time for the nerds and hopeless dreamers. Oh, I remember I was one of them at the age of 12, shit scared and thrilled to play the final match when I could have you at arm's length and shake your hand before the checkmate for the white you were playing. Win at the nerds game and carry the champion's title, showcasing my worth instead of the first love dream. If only winning at life was not at stake. You still send me letters with white and pink petals of the rose flower the little prince cherished. How ironic, there was no return address, and the flower was buried under the fluffy carpets, waiting for the springtime when the snow thaws. You disappeared into the blizzard late winter night, only to be found early summer, when the snow thawed, instilling the fear of a gentle love and freezing loneliness. For years, I fell through a warped chessboard, in search of a checkmate or an exit sign, while multiple boards on stalemates, with all the games I was not willing to finish without a shaking of hands. Just the footsteps in the snow, crawling, overshadowing, choking with love we could no longer share. And the Ice Queen heart shattered into infinite fractals of patterns, screaming for the end, game over. The only thing I could hear was the echo of fear. In full acceptance, I now know. Closure is the internal journey, even when no goodbyes were offered. To move on, to flow, even through storms and snow. The place where sunflowers wither, yet snowdrops flowers grow.
What a great poem. I love that poem.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you for writing that poem, because it was very hard to write it. I know. Tell us about the process of, because we both went through that, right? But so for me, writing is no longer a point of catharsis. Writing is more of a craft. I mean, it can still be sometimes, but a lot of the times it's very mental now for me. It's no longer emotional when I write. I write about emotional things, but I no longer am emotional when I'm writing. So tell us about how the prompt was able to help with this process.
The prompt served as a mirror, where I was able to sit back and reflect, both during the writing and during the editing process. All the previous times that I've written my poetry, it was just like that in one go, and I never used to sit and actually edit it. So I get it in terms of craft, but for me it's kind of both. I do write it when I actually feel it, right? And also for me, I've seen this very interesting reel on Instagram recently where the guy says that your art, whatever you do, if you do it as an offering to God,
Okay.
then there's no judgment can be placed. There's no failing basically at anything, because you do it from your heart. Okay, yeah, I am
Yes.
a bit uncomfortable.
Are you just? It's just looking.
Just
Should I read my poem to make you more comfortable?
Yes.
Okay. So, in the prompt, one of the questions that was asked by me.
Did you do that to yourself?
One of the things that we're asked to do is to introduce ourselves. And so this poem is like that. It is like an introduction. And like, share, and subscribe. This poem is called Like Religion. My friend asks why I no longer go to church. If you knew me, you'd know I am exhausted. I want to lie on soft waves, float towards an undetermined destination. Look at me. My face like tired, like lethargic, like I don't know why I'm still here. No one knows this. I keep dreaming about death like it's coming. My eyes glazed, my eyes brown like muddy, like confusion, like I can't see clearly. My hair wild like bottom of the seabed, dark like trying to swim up only to swallow more water, more earth. Grief has attached to me like a barnacle. like an anchor, like I walk heavy, and I am lonely, and I am looking for an abundance of reason, of purpose, of love or treason, of something other than clouds, or something other than the clouds telling me I belong in the clouds, in another life, in heaven, with angels, or in hell with you. Even after all of this time, I say your name like a prayer, like please, like have mercy, like help me, save me, forgive me. I love you still and always. And sometimes weeks or months pass by without an utterance. But suddenly, purple evenings and silence and anxiety, forced meditations on what a blessing it is to have loved in this lifetime. To have loved, to have written about it, to still love and to still write about it like it is all I know, like home, like coming home on the page, which is devotion, which is love, which I overthought, vivisected, studied and reimagined so much only to return to the first square, to doubt, to say maybe home doesn't exist. Okay. Maybe it doesn't. Doesn't mean I can't want it. Doesn't mean I will stop wanting it. I want to be in Vienna, in Manhattan, in Texas, in the French Quarter, a tall glass of hurricane in hand, or in the arms of a lover on a balcony overlooking something picturesque. Don't we all want something we don't have and don't know the meaning of? Every time we pray, aren't we all talking to a God we've never seen, yet love and want to get to? If you want to write poems like the ones we've just read, poems or prose, actually. So in the workshop, we're not going to just pigeonhole them into writing just poems. You can write prose. You can just, basically you're free to write whatever you'd like to. It's a safe space. And
we're going to play. We're going to have deep conversation, but we're also going to have fun.
yes.
Because that's who we are and that's what we want to do.
Yep.
So healing is not only digging and introspection, but we're going to have fun, just like we did today.
Yes, we're gonna have fun. And if you're like me, who uses humor as a coping mechanism, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yes, join us at Paus on
September 9th
from 4 to 8. The link will be posted down below. And yay, we hope to see you there soon. Mwah!
See you.
Bye.
Bye.